Blessings on you and welcome to another installment of URP Practical Talk. I'm your host, Pastor Wendell Jeffrey. And this segment is talking practically. There's a deep level of political mistrust in our country. And that mistrust undergirds our stagnation and our perceived blightedness. Imagine that after the submission of 12 names for the position of Election Commission's chairperson, and after months of waiting, no one has been selected. And the reason is very simple. The Granger administration is afraid that the names submitted are probably names of people that Mr. Jagdeo has in his proverbial pocket. And so in a country where all the elections are adjudged as rigged and no election is ever truly conceded, every party wants an election commissioner who will do their bidding and swing the elections to fit them. So President Granger is reluctant to accept the names that Mr. Jagdeo has submitted, and Mr. Jagdeo will certainly not accept any person that Mr. Granger nominates or suggests. And so the suspicion from either side is rooted in facts. The fact is that over the years, both the PNC and the PPP have engaged in procedures designed to rig our elections. And because of that, the current standoff is understandable. It is therefore very likely that attempts will be made to rig the next election. Whether the rigging will be orchestrated by the PPP or the rigging will be attempted by the PNC is yet to be seen. What is factual, however, is that it is very unlikely that the PPP and the PNC will agree on any one election chairman. And therefore, the 2020 elections is likely to be another problematic election, with the loser claiming that the elections was rigged. And that's talking practically. Doctor, my friend, how are you going?
Fine.
How are you keeping?
I'm doing fine.
You doing fine? You look fine. You look fine and
Yes,
rested.
yes.
We continue this conversation. We had a teaser the last time. I was anxious to hear your views. We have this situation where we have spent billions of dollars on the Marriott hotel. And I'm understanding that they're planning to invest more in the Marriott and then divest themselves of the Marriott. What's your take on that, Doc?
In the first place, I can't understand that how a hotel that built only 2 years come to a situation where they have to spend billions of dollars to repair. Now, that hotel, Marriott Hotel, is the people's hotel. It's government.
Correct.
Right? So let them show us what is the problem, why this hotel had cost so much money. What repair does it really have to cost billions of dollars again to repair? So the same way they're talking about the hotel, billions of dollars after 2 years, they got to spend to repair. Let the people see in Guyana where this billion of dollars will be spent and what it's spent on as repair. You know.
Doc, you're trying to be reasonable. That's what you're doing.
Yes.
I don't think that we operate, though, in the realm of reasonableness. And the reason I'm saying that is because as yet, we don't even have the contract. The Guyanese people have never seen the contract of what the cost is for the Marriott. Even after 2 years in the new administration, when this administration was in the opposition, they were saying that they need full disclosure. So we really don't even know what the Marriott was supposed to cost, how much it has cost so far, and we don't know that. So I am understanding what you're saying. How could you now ask for billions of dollars in repairs when we don't even know? It's like you're throwing money in a black hole.
No, but the point is what I'm saying, that if you have to repair, how you come to the billions of dollars? You have to have something that chalked up this kind of expenses to come to that. I am saying, and it's reasonable for the people to know, well, okay, they got 50 walls, need to pull along and place and replace.
There we go.
Right?
There we go.
That is a very simple thing.
Okay.
You know, it's not unreasonable to show Don't tell us, like just how you close down the sugar estate, telling the people the thing is not paying, without even consulting anybody, without having meeting with these people. The same thing you're doing. Everything that you do is like in secret, that you're doing everything behind closed doors with a handful set of people. The people need to know where these money are being spent. Because whenever you're done, it's the taxpayers' money in Guyana will be spending there. So what are we doing?
Doc, I don't sense that we have ever had a government in Guyana that thinks that the Guyanese public deserve transparency. I don't think that we've ever had a government in Guyana that really is credible enough to deal with us the kind of way you're suggesting. And what you say makes sense. Who are the contractors or the engineers that did the estimate to show that we have to spend another $1 billion to renovate? You understand? Where are the bids? Who did it? Those are reasonable questions. And here the other thing that I'm not, and I'm a layman. I'm just a citizen of Guyana interested in how Guyana is governed. They're saying that the hotel is not making any money, and that in addition to the $1 billion that they have to use to renovate or to fix the hotel, they're going to also invest a few other billions of dollars to put in a casino. And then, so they've already spent monies on a bad hotel. It already needs significant repair. But we're going to put more billions of dollars in the hotel, and then we're going to sell the hotel. Right. You're a businessman. Explain that to me, because my mind, I'm a theologian. I can't wrap my head around that.
Well, first of all, we have to know the hotel making money. And it doesn't seem that the hotel making money.
Okay.
And it doesn't seem that anything that government is involved in are making money.
Okay.
Right? Because bad management. Come to, everything is bad management. Because we can't make money. Why? How is it that if a private enterprise take over it, they will end up making money? But government, as long as government managing it, it can't make money.
So then,
right? And furthermore, why would we want to put a casino into the Marriott hotel when things are so bad in this country? People are barely having 3 meals a day, many people in Guyana, right? Where would they get money to spend at casino to do gambling? What, you're telling them to go and steal and get money so that they can go and gamble? Is that what we are doing? We have already a casino in Guyana. We want a next casino. If you go to that casino, what they have right now, you check how many people goes there. And then you will know what's happening. Now, government want to open a casino in the Marriott. It doesn't make sense to me, right? What will make sense? That they should privatize the thing. They should sell the hotel and give it to a private industry. So that you will see the difference of making money.
Well, and this is what I'm saying with this administration, because the Marriott Hotel was one of the thorny issues that this current government, when they were in the opposition, it is one of the things that they use to show the people the dysfunctionality and the crookishness of the last administration. So you would have thought that when they came into power, that one of the first things they would have done is gotten rid of the Marriott, privatize it, get it out of government hand.
Because there was so much against the Marriott. I could recall that. I went there when they have their people picketing the Marriott, and you hear they're saying that when the Marriott, they will take it and they will put people to live inside.
Right.
Right?
And they put make it into a hospital.
Hospital.
And they put the mental asylum there.
All kind of things they say they have been promising these people that you are going to get to go and live inside there. But since they took government, the whole thing changed.
I would think that they would, and this is so simplistic in the sense that divest if the hotel is not making. In fact, the word used to be that the last administration built the Marriott and they were going to outfit the Marriott. Then they were going to claim that the Marriott wasn't making any money and sell the Marriott cheap to one of their friends, like what they did with the Sonata Textile Mill and so on. That it was a cash cow. So you put a lot of money into it, then you claim it's not making money, and then you pawn it off to one of your supporters. You understand? And I'm thinking that if the administration changes, that is what might well happen. Because if this administration is saying it's not making any money, then when the guys come in, if the guys, PPP or one of them come back in, then they'll probably say, look, y'all said it wasn't making any money, so we have to sell it, you see? So I don't understand, this current administration talks so much about transparency and so on when they were out, and now they come in and you're getting all these, rigmarole stories. It's not sitting well with the public.
I don't think this current administration understand really what they're doing. I really don't think so. Because there are signs all over in the way they operate. It shows that they doesn't seem to understand what they're doing. People are very unhappy in this country. People are very sick, sad, frustrated. Everything you think about, people are having in this country. And not one place, all over you go is the same crime. And I think that this government feel that they're doing good.
Well, of course.
They feel they're doing good because they're getting a fat salary. Whilst other people can hardly make 3 meals a day. So they don't concern about that. They don't concern about the people. They're concerned about themselves. The same thing with that last administration. They're all concerned about themselves, and not the people.
They live in a bubble too. I realize what happens when you get into that. When you get into the office of the presidency, or you go to one of the ministries, and you see the kind of accolades that these people get, it's almost like the supporters bow down to them. You begin to live in a bubble, and you think that bubble of what we call yes men, you think that is all. And so you don't, like people who talk like us, and we challenge them on serious points, they don't want to hear us because we are fringe. As Trump would say, we are fake news.
Yeah.
Let me see if you can give me some hope here. Let's talk a little about Exxon Mobil. maybe we can find something good. Well, they're going to do they're doing the drilling and gas and so on. And you and I both know that the estimation is 400, a multiplication of a GDP in another 2 years of 400% of what we now making. So let me hear your take on that.
I have been in business all my life. When I leave Guyana, I hardly ever work with anybody. Put here and there, probably work about 4 years when I was a young man with people. And I started my business career in 1975 in Canada. Then I went 1982 to the States, continue my business career. And knowing the American, how they operate, with Exxon Mobil and all these things, they are very shrewd businessmen. Very, very shrewd people. Do you think that Guyana, from the day they start pumping oil, will able to get money from them at a profit? No. What they will do, they will clear all their expenses. And their expenses will be a hell of a lot, and it will take a long time to clear the expenses. So I can see, if they are focusing on this oil so badly to pump up Guyana, they are wrong. Because I went in Nigeria a few years back. And Nigeria, they had the largest oil industry, they said, in the world. Right? And I drove through with a taxi there in the night, miles and miles. And you see hundreds of big trucks are there parked up to get fuel loaded. And they don't even have one light in the area. Not one street light. And they have so much of fuel. You know what's happening? A handful of people are being benefit from the oil industry. And not the nation.
Correct.
Right? And the same thing will happen here. a handful of people will be benefited from this oil industry and not Guyanese. Wow. Right? And this what will happen here. And you would not see any money that coming out as soon as they start bring up oil in Guyana.
So you're saying that you don't think that there would be some kind of a profit sharing where it will be as you go, where a part of the money will be a part of the profits, the proceeds to Guyana, and a part will be you're thinking that ExxonMobil will want to clear all the expenses?
Definitely. Knowing the American how they operate, they will clear their expenses. They will not take a part of it. You watch what will happen here. You know, that is why I would love to see the contract of ExxonMobil and this government.
That's a big thing there.
You know,
because you're not the only one, as leader of the URP, you're not the only person calling for that contract. A number of people have been saying, show us the contract. The contract was signed under the last administration. And when these guys were in the opposition, they asked to see the contract. Now they are in the government. They are refusing to show the contract. What it is about these contracts that cause these administration to not be transparent with the Guyanese people? You got to tell me, because like I said, I'm a novice. I don't understand this.
It's because they make a contract to suit themselves, where they themselves can be benefit from it, not the people of Guyana. If the people of Guyana will be benefited from it, well, then there's no reason for you to show it to the public.
But Doc, again, I'm being a layman, and I know that when I talk, I'm talking for a number of our viewers. If the last administration wrote a contract, and the contract was crookish, whether it was the Marriott contract or the Berbice Bridge contract or the Amila Falls contract, or indeed this contract. If these contracts were so crooked and steep in corruption, now the administration has changed. Why not divulge the contract? What it is that is keeping this administration from clearing the books and satisfying the queries of the citizens of Guyana?
Because they probably put something to satisfy them now. You know, so when you see these things going on, they put something to satisfy them where they will be benefited, you know, personally. So how they will show you now, if you're doing something clear on the board, you will not be afraid to show the people of Guyana, because the people of Guyana is paying you, and you ought to work according to the voice of the people in Guyana. But you are not doing that. You think you're God. You get in there, you guys, the few of them who get in there to govern Guyana, they think they own Guyana already. You know, this the same thing happened in the last administration. After a while, that is why you see, anytime you see a political party or a president sit so long on a seat, after a while, they think they own it, that you can't remove them. You know, this is why when we came here in 1992 election, we start talking about the two-term presidency and so, because it never had that in Guyana, right? Because we know that as long you sit down so long there, you feel that this is permanent here now. That everything belongs to me. And this was what was happening in the last administration. And this administration are going to the same way. Because what you talking about, all over they have meeting. Look, they recently had some meeting in London a couple of days ago at the embassy. And they were talking about how they'll go back in government and how we'll do this and they will take out this and that, you know. And the people there, I got phone call even today. The people doesn't see it makes sense what these people are talking, because all what they're talking and their thing is about get back in power. It's not about the people.
You mean the current administration had a meeting in London?
Yes, at the embassy.
At the embassy with the diaspora from London. And you're saying that the folks are saying that the visions that were cast don't add up?
No, it doesn't make sense. He said they're very, very hollow. They don't have anything to offer to people. You know, they're asking the business people to come to Guyana to invest, But they're asking the business people at the same time, they must come to Guyana and visit and meet with other businesses and see what they can do. You know?
Okay, so
they have no kind of direction to send them.
Right,
no,
okay.
no organization who are controlling this, like GCOM and I mean like Go Invest and so forth. So they didn't even talk about Go Invest.
Because I think that Go Invest is plagued. It has some problems. And I think that it is now one of their flagship departments. And so you could understand why they wouldn't mention Go Invest, because I don't think that Go Invest is really functioning as it should. What is remarkable though is that if you have a person like you who you've done business over the years, you would think that they would take somebody who has the expertise to sell. So when you go overseas, the business minister maybe don't have the enough information, but he take a couple of businessmen with him, and so that you can talk to the businessmen from the diaspora with concrete suggestions and so on. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand this. This approach.
It's a simple thing that if you go anywhere in any country and you ask investors to come and invest, you know, they will want to see that how they will be able to do better than what they are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you wouldn't have the same thing, the same job, to go at a job at the same pay or a lower pay.
Correct.
It doesn't make sense.
Correct.
Right? You want to go to a job with things. So you have to give the businesses some kind of incentive, some kind of tax benefit or for so many years or what have you, to attract them to come to Guyana. You know, duty-free concession or whatsoever, you know, they have to get. And if they think that, this is attractive now, then they go put their foot forward. But beside that, how long we don't cure our crime situation in Guyana, no business will be here, my brother.
Yeah, you wouldn't get sufficient.
No business. Our Guyanese overseas are hungry. The ones with money and knowledge are hungry to come home here, but they will not come home under these two administrations, the past and this.
Yeah, because and I know I've got folks out there and even relatives who tell me, you know, the word on the street is that when you come back to Guyana and the gangsters hear you got money, they're coming for you.
Definitely.
They're kicking down your door, they're killing you and stuff like that. So the people are morbidly afraid to come. Talk a little about the idea of religion and culture, because you serve for a long while as a spiritual leader in your religion. How do you see the URP lending to religion and culture in Guyana as we seek to build up the country?
Well, the URP, I'm talking on behalf of the URP. The URP thinks seriously that a government, any government, should be able to look at all religion and all culture very seriously and give them and lend a hand to them to go forward. Because all religion teaches good things. All culture teaches good things. And why we follow religion is to be a better human being.
Correct.
Right? That is why we are following religion. And that is why we are following culture also. You know, to do the right things in life. So if the government will able to assist the religion, the religious set of groups, don't matter what religion, it's all right, because we are saying 97% of Guyana are religious set of people.
Correct.
Right? If 97% of Guyana is religious set of people, then government should put their focus on this 97%. How can we make a better Guyana? How we can have better human beings, better government, better people with more honesty and sincerity? How can we do that? So if the government able to lend a hand to all religion and all culture,
and
right?
how you think they can do that? How you think the government can work at assisting the development of the religious groups and cultural groups? Well, we can understand the cultural groups, but how do you see the government lending a better hand? What's your vision? How you see it?
First of all, I think you are in some
the interreligious organization.
interreligious organization.
Correct.
That is the first step, because all the other groups are apparently, most of them, if not all,
They're unique.
are with that interreligious
Yes,
group,
we have
right?
a lot of,
Let us examine all these different groups. The interreligious group supposed to do a job by finding out all these different groups. What do we need? What assistance we can give them, right? If the interreligious group now is there, then what you do? Apply to the government for some assistance, so that you can able to get financial assistance and other assistance, whatever needed, right? To boost all these other groups, you know. But with good monitoring, because as you know today, many of the priests and the pandit and the mulvi, they own these organizations, right? But these organizations, when you send out money, they must have a proper executive. They must be able to have a proper body to give accountability. You know, where this money is spent. The money that government gave you, you must give them in detail what you did with this money.
I would want to think, though, that the social cohesion ministry, I guess that is what they envision. The social cohesion ministry, I think they envision what you're talking about. Now, whether or not they're implementing it based on the vision is another thing. But you'd want to think that is the role of the social cohesion ministry to bring all these
but
entities
it might
together.
be the role to bring these entities together. But do we see anything? Do we see anything going on? You know, we can't have something that this is our thoughts and this is what we have in mind, and we are not seeing any action on it, right? Now, I was made to understand since the last administration, you are supposed to put up a TV station, right? Which all these religious body or cultural group and so will have a hand in that, in propagating their own different organization, you know, on the television. Up to now, I haven't seen anything going on.
Well, there's a number of reasons. It is very, given the climate of Guyana, like you said, 97% religious. However, to get the religions to work together is a science by itself. That's number one. Number two, when the administration changed, and I'm talking now as the public relations officer for the interreligious organization, when the administration changed, they made some recommendations that we are seeking to see if we can work through that, because what they're asking is very tedious, but that is a situation we have. I want to say too that as it relates to the social cohesion ministry that now obtains, I told the subject minister, the last minister who was over social cohesion, that one of the problems with social cohesion is that it is being administered as a ministry in the government. So it comes with some political overtures, and you're not going to find the opposition buying into it because, like I said, the opposition would see it as a tool for the current administration to stay in power. So they'd have to find a way to separate the concept of social cohesion from the Ministry of Social Cohesion.
Definitely,
You understand?
yeah. I agree with you.
Doc,
I agree with you.
we are running out of time. Do you have any closing word? Look and talk to your people. Look at the camera.
I would like to say to the viewers that please pass the word around on our program, that what we are doing here. What we are doing is trying to educate our people in Guyana, for them to understand what is going on and what we should do and what we shouldn't do. I ask you to look at the URP very seriously and come and support us. If you think that we are doing the right thing, come and support us. We are here for you, the people. We are here to hear your voice and to carry out whatever your desire is, to benefit and to build beautiful Guyana. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doc. And thanks for looking at us. Thanks for watching. View us again next week, this same time, this same station. And you can visit us on the World Wide Web, www.urpguyana.com, or on our Facebook page, URP Guyana. God bless you. See you next week. Be safe. Bye-bye.